Hi, I'm Sonal. I'm a lovable soul. My family and my friends describe me as a understanding, caring, and a ambitious person. My key pillars of my stroke uh, recovery was my faith in myself, my faith in my Buddhist practice, and my close-knit friend circle and my family. That's it.
Hello, everyone. I'm Aparna Mittal, founder of PatientsEngage. PatientsEngage is an online platform that seeks to inform, engage, and empower patients of chronic conditions and their family members so that they can manage their conditions better and make better decisions. Today, I speak with Sonal Goregaokar, a stroke survivor. She suffered a massive stroke while climbing Everest Base Camp, and she will share her journey today, starting from the initial symptoms to how she dealt with post-stroke issues, especially global aphasia, and how she mentally strengthened herself to cope with the all the related issues that happen after a stroke. Um, we do want you to be aware, and let me quickly share a screen on that, that the information here is based on the experience of our panelists and does not constitute medical advice. So please consult your doctor for any specific medical issues or your therapist. If you have any experience to share, do write into us at editor@patientsengage.com. You can check our website, www.patientsengage.com, for more information on stroke and follow us on our social media pages. I would also like to thank Stroke Support India, who have been doing a great job in terms of supporting stroke survivors, and you can again find them on the various social media channels. And let's get started right away with talking to Sonal Goregaokar again, a stroke survivor, and let's see what she has to say. Okay. So thank you, Sonal, for joining us today. Sonal, can you describe to us the circumstances around your incidence of stroke? Where were you? What were the symptoms you faced? And how did you get to hospital?
So I was climbing Everest base camp. It was my goal to achieve that, and I had trained myself for that. I did my trekking journey within India, and I was full prepared for that. And on the last leg of my trek, I suffered on my back side. My pain was very high, and I was unable to get up. At night, the lady at the hotel, she applied balm on me on my backside, and I spoke with her, with my friend also. He was also there. I said, I'm not able to do anything. I need to go to hospital right now. I was on the around 4,000 feet above the sea levels. At that point, no phone connection were available. Somehow my friend got some connection on the satellite phone, and he called for the helicopter. And in morning, the helicopter came. I took 22 hours to get to the hospital. By then, my brain stroke was damaged. My brain assault happened, and I was in coma. I was unconscious that point. but I took time, 22 hours. It was bad time.
Right, right. And because you were uh, at that altitude at Everest Base Camp, um, they obviously took, as you said, 22 hours by the time you got to a stroke ready hospital, right? Um, so obviously, it must have been quite devastating. But let's go back to, did you have any symptoms before you had gone? Did you have any history of any heart issues? Uh,
Nothing, nothing. I was fully fit that point. I was working out. I was going to gym every single day. I was eating healthy. I never consumed any alcohol, not cigarette, nothing. I
mm,
was healthy person. So
right.
maybe it was the combination of the altitude
Mm,
and the stress levels at my workplace and my home, both. It
mm,
was the combination of both
right,
factors.
right, right. So tell us what happened at the hospital, right? Do you, I mean, obviously you were in coma, but subsequently, did you find out what happened in terms of, uh, the treatment, or even the how long you were in coma, or how long did you have to be in the hospital before you were able to get back home? What is
So,
the information you have on that?
I was unconscious for around 6 to 7 days,
Hmm.
and I came back to Bombay. I was in Kathmandu for 3 days. Later, my family uh, flew me down to Bombay.
Right.
I was in Bombay, the Hinduja hospital for around 10 days.
Hmm.
So, total time I spent in the unconscious state was 7 days. Later, I got up. I was not able to walk.
Hmm.
So my right side was affected.
Right.
Later, I started my physiotherapy, speech therapy in that hospital,
Hmm.
and I came home after 15 days
Hmm.
back later.
Right. So the main issues you had after your stroke were mobility and speech, or you had any other issues as well?
No, no other issues, but my partial body was paralyzed
Hmm.
and my speech was severely affected.
Right. Right. And you said you had to work on your speech issues as well as your body paralysis, etc. Tell us a little bit about that rehab and recovery experience.
So when I was in the Hinduja hospital, it was very. I was able to walk that point. After I think 10 days later, I started walking
Hmm.
on my own without any support. But the speech part was damaging.
Hmm.
In that, my entire speech was affected. Maybe my doctors told me that my one part of my language area was affected, so called dead.
Right.
So I was unable to speak, not so I had no words to describe to
Hmm.
anything. I
Hmm.
was like a baby. My case was global aphasia.
Right.
So
Right.
that means I was unable to read, write, and spell
Hmm.
at the same time. So I was unable to communicate with anyone. Uh, I had the emotions in
Hmm.
me, but
Hmm.
I was unable to express that to anyone. So
Right.
it was hard time. I was, I can't describe that part, but it was hard for me.
Right.
So
Right.
for any human being, the speech is imperative.
Mm,
Without any mode of communication, they can't survive.
true.
For me, it was opposite. I had the emotions, but I was unable to express through.
Right. Right. And tell us a little bit about how you kind of worked on your aphasia, right? What were the things you did and what motivated you to keep at it? Because obviously it's a lot of uh, it's a lot of hard work as well.
It is, it is. So I will start with the beginning. So fortunately, I was living in Bombay, where the medical facility was good.
Mm,
So I went to one of the good hospitals where the speech uh, therapists were very good.
mm,
My first therapist told me that you can speak again, but it will take time.
mm, mm,
That opened me, that opened that window to me.
right,
At least I can speak again. That it was a hope for me.
right, right.
Then he told me that your language part is dead,
Mm,
but you can cover up from the other organs.
mm,
So I was in my mind, I was thinking, so other organ, that means other neural connections are wiring
mm, mm,
in the speech area, and
right.
then it, it is coming through my speech, in my words,
Mm,
actions.
mm,
I i thought it is good way to at least communicate. I need to do that, and I tried hard. My first interaction with him was seeing the pictures. My first lesson was seeing the pictures, recognizing the pictures, and calling out the names of the
mm,
picture.
right.
That was my first lesson.
Mm, mm,
Eventually, I started reading the alphabets A, B, C, D.
right, right.
Uh, Gradually, I was able to form the sentences. I started with the small words, later big words,
Right,
forming the sentences, and later making the paras.
right.
That was my journey on the speech part. It was hell for me, but I tried every single thing which will
Mm,
work for me.
true, true.
And
Yeah.
I started reading loudly. My
Mm,
therapist told me to read loudly every single hour
wow.
so that the brain connection will form.
Mm, mm,
Also, making puzzles on my own,
mm,
using playing cards, also solving math problems,
right, right.
so that my brain will be activated in that
Mm,
sense.
mm,
So I did many things for my speech to develop.
right, right. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. So I, it's obviously been a very difficult journey. What were some of the emotional challenges that you faced?
So, frankly speaking, after 3 months later, I got to know what exactly happened to me.
Mm,
Uh, After my stroke happened 3 months, nobody told me what exactly happened to me. I was, firstly, I was not able to comprehend what happened to me.
right.
I was in the some other world. I thought I will come back. I will work again. It is a phase. in my life. I was walking, I was doing my chores like before. Just the speech was just the speech area was affected.
Right.
So I thought it is a phase. After 3 months later, I on my third or fourth visit to doctor, I nudged my friend, tell her what exactly happened to me. I was not able to say, but she understood my
Mm, mm,
point. And she said, "What is the issue and what is the timelines to
mm.
talk?" Okay,
Right. Right.
and then doctor started telling us it is uh, the last part is speech, which will take time,
Mm,
but you can practice and only practice. The speech will come back
mm.
eventually. But
Right.
is the timing we cannot predict. So in that time, I was shocked, and later I was confused.
Mm,
I was unable to not see through what exactly he is meant.
right.
And later in the rehab center, I started crying. First time ever after my stroke happened. I cried and cried for full 1 week. My entire world has changed.
Mm,
I was working in a large organization as recruiter where I was managing international hiring as well as domestic hiring. And suddenly I can't speak. My word,
right.
my work involved speak, only
Speaking.
speaking.
Right.
So I was devastated in that sense.
Mm,
And I felt my whole identity has shifted in that sense. And it took toll on my entire family in my in also in my son's case also. He was unable to understand what happened to mama.
mm. True.
That point he was level, and it was on the he was on the verge or on the brink of a teenager.
True.
So he was unable to comprehend anything. And I was taking medicine for anxiety, depression. Later, I realized I could be addicted by that.
Mm,
Then I said, no, if I want to come back to my life, I want to work again, I should do something else. I can't take this kind of medicines. So I told myself, it is my willpower, it is my strong determination. I will overcome that also.
right. Right.
And I did that.
Amazing. Absolutely. So, you talk a bit about your friends, you've mentioned your son. Tell us, what is the role that family, friends played in your rehab and recovery?
So my family consisted of my mother-in-law, my sister-in-law. Three people. They were caring for me. They were my guardian angels. So that
Mm,
matter. My even my father, my friends. They were always there for me. Even now, they are there. So it's been 4 years, but they never have left me
right.
alone.
Right. Right.
So they they are they are my backbone. My friends, my family are my backbone. Even my organization took care of me.
Hmm.
Immediately after my stroke, they flew me down to Bombay
Right.
and they took everything in their hands. My parents were not able to understand what happened.
Hmm.
My friends, my work colleagues, they were there.
Right. Right.
And it was a, I, maybe I have built a ecosystem for me before my stroke happened
True.
because I had built a relationship with them.
Right.
So it was good. It was my blessing counted for me.
Right. And you talk of your organization support. Did you, did you? I think you mentioned that you've gone back to work recently. So how did you prepare over the last 4 years to get back to work?
So I was working in my organization till 2019, but I was unable to do the work the the way I was
Mm,
doing earlier. So I was, in my mind, I was not doing the right thing.
mm,
I was not contributing in a way. I need to contribute
right.
something.
Right.
So I was not able to contribute that point, and I told my boss I need to leave because I'm not doing any. I am not putting anything on the table.
Mm,
So once I will do my speech part, once I will train myself again to speak, then I can come back.
right. Right.
And my bosses told me that do not leave, and I was confused, but I decided to leave because I felt it is the right thing to do.
Mm, mm,
And I 2 years I did work on my speech. I started reading loudly. I started conversing with other people,
mm,
the strangers. So one thing that mattered to me, I need to speak. I need to connect with different kind of people.
right. Right.
Okay. Earlier, I was connecting with only my friends, my family members, but I needed to connect with other people so that
Right.
I can understand what is my lack,
Mm,
so
right.
so that I can improve my speech more. So I was calling people
Mm,
for any work,
right. Right.
and I was doing that. I was able to clearly uh, recall the work I have done on that front.
Right. Good. Good. Um, and I know you kind of said you took a break from work. Were there other key decisions in life that you think stroke has impacted? Have you made any, you know, changes in your life goals or any other life choices?
Yes, I have changed my thinking. Earlier, I was thinking about others, what people will think about me.
Mm,
Today, I do not think. I do not think. I love
mm,
myself today.
right.
And earlier, I was not loving. I was not able to love myself. Today, I love myself dearly, and so I feel if I do not love myself, I can't give love to others.
Mm,
It is the law of
right.
the life, right?
Correct.
So I started loving myself so that I can love others now.
Mm.
And I can see the progress happening.
Right. Right. And you've talked of global aphasia as being one of the biggest issues you dealt with. Um, were there any other complications, cognitive issues, etc.? Anything that affected you?
Yes. So my brain was, um, I was able to make connection, but my brain functioning was low
Right. Right.
compared to earlier time. Today it is faster, but 4 years back, it's, I was unable to think and talk. No, nothing. I was like dummy
Hmm.
in that sense. But eventually it came back, but it took time.
Right. It must feel
The
strange, right? To kind of have to relearn reading, writing, forming
yes,
thoughts, or
yes.
the thoughts are there, but adding words to those thoughts.
Huh. So so I can give you one analogy. It is like a pole of strings. Okay, if you want to build a the
Necklace.
pole of uh, string, the central pole could be bigger and the smaller ones are
Right.
even more smaller.
Right.
How we are weaving this necklace is the key.
Hmm.
Similar way is the words also.
Right. Right.
How appropriate words are matching or
Hmm.
aligned with the sentence formation.
Right. Right.
So,
Right. Um, and one of the things that's always critical in stroke, because it's a message of be fast, right? You know the symptoms, you must act on it quickly. Obviously, in your case, because you were uh, close to Everest Base Camp at the last leg, it took you 22 hours to get to a stroke ready hospital. You got to a hospital in Kathmandu, for instance, but it wasn't a stroke ready hospital. So, did you regret it ever? Do you still regret it that it took so long?
so, so initially I felt so, but later in hindsight, I felt no, it is better. It is designed.
Hmm.
I can't change things in my hands. Okay, whatever happened, it was the destiny. So I can't change anything in my life, but I can change my future. How? I can change my karma. Today I
Hmm.
believe in karma today. Earlier
Hmm.
I wasn't believing, but after my stroke happened, I realized the effect of
Right.
being in karma. So today the words, the actions, and the thoughts matters to me, and I can change my future now.
Okay. Nice. So, one of the things that we always look at is, patients who come forward to talk about their experience. I think they uh, they obviously are doing a great service. But what is your motivation in, kind of talking about your experience and spreading awareness on stroke?
So my biggest motivation is inner self. If you want to if you want to change your struggle or change the circumstances in where you are, you can change anytime.
Mm,
Only thing is inner willpower. It is hard, I know it.
mm,
I have been there and I know it very well. But if you want to change the circumstances where you are, you can change it. It is
right.
my only one message I can say.
And is that your final advice to stroke survivors and their family?
Oh, it is not my final, but it is one of the final.
Right. Anything
I
else
can
you want to add
I can
to?
add. I can add. I can add. I have not thought through on that.
Hmm. Okay. Okay.